Greetings, wonderful humans. Welcome to the Holderness Coast. Now, this place is absolutely amazing. It is one of the fastest eroding coastlines on Earth, and it's about 20 miles from my house. It's crazy though. There's a platform over here on my left, and I use that as a platform for my tripod. It's now gone. It's on the beach and it's in bits. But this whole coastline was significant in World War II. Those batteries all over here, and most of that stuff is now on the beach or in the sea. It is just an absolutely amazing place. It means that it's changing so frequently that every time you come here, something's different. You know, 2013 happened, and a big old storm blew through and it tore the road up, so now you've got to walk the whole way between the Spen Peninsula and Kilnsea, which is the next village. It's absolutely mad, and I love it. The sea is having a go today. The wind is blowing in straight off the sea. It's absolutely crazy. So the plan was long exposures, but because of the conditions, I'm thinking now maybe we're going to try and freeze some motion, maybe try and get some of those dramatic shots, you know, get some waves splashing and stuff like that. But yeah, it's crazy. I mean, listen to this. It's absolutely bonkers. I don't know if you can hear it, but yeah, that wind is having a real go. So anyway, I'm going to set up the EM1. I'm going to set up for a long exposure first. I'm going to see how things look. We've got some okay light today. It's sunny, but it's sort of diffused by the clouds, so everything's going to be nice and level. You know, we're not going to get any crazy contrast in this. My word. You see what I mean about the wind? All right. Pay attention, boy. So yeah, we're going to set up for some long exposures. We're definitely going to bring the tripod down a little bit lower. And yeah, let's see what we can get today. This is absolutely bonkers. All right, so I tried the long exposure thing. It wasn't really working for me. Didn't really like the picture. The tide is receding really quickly. So the groins over there, which were sort of only just breaking the surface, are now quite exposed, and you're not really getting the same effect. So I'm going to go handheld. I'm going to go and try and freeze the motion. I'm going to use the EM1 Mark II's Pro Capture mode so that it's capturing like half a second before you actually press the shutter button, so you're getting a whole bunch of frames. And you can just pick out the best one when the movement is exactly where you want it. So handheld is the order of the day, and that'll stop the tripods blowing over. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to those groins over there. I'm going to go to the left-hand side of those groins, and hopefully that will allow the sun to backlight the spray as it kicks up, and hopefully it gets something that looks pretty cool. So like I already said, I'm using the Pro Capture mode on the EM1 Mark II. And this will allow me to get a whole bunch of frames, hopefully one of which will look cool. Now my settings for this, obviously in Pro Capture mode, are f5.6, 1/4000th of a second, and ISO 200. Really seeing anything fantastic, to be honest. This might not be working. Right, so on some of these groins further on towards the sea, we've got this seaweed all over them. It's picking up the light really nicely. It's still nicely diffused, so it'd be rude not to give the macro lens a run out. It is, after all, probably my favourite lens. And get some detail shots of this stuff. Hopefully I can get some, you know, some of the water still on there and that kind of thing. So yeah, let's have a look at that and see what we can do with that. This colour is awesome. All right, so our settings I'm using for this at the moment Again, ISO 200, 1/250th of a second and f/5.6. Pretty cool. Alright, so for my last shot, I'm going to try and get some close-up shots of some of these rocks. There are some fantastic colours down here, and as the sea is coming in and going out, it's keeping them all wet and they're all glistening and everything looks absolutely fantastic. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot in this direction with the sun at my back, because I've tried a couple of shots pointing that way, and because the sun is so harsh, it's creating some incredibly high contrast and washing out the colours all to hell. So I'm going to shoot with the sun at my back, try and get some of these colours to really pop. And yeah, hopefully it'll be an interesting shot. I'm going to shoot a whole bunch, so you'll probably see a few. I'm really just looking for the interesting colours. This sea foam though is catching the sunlight and creating these like mini rainbows and stuff. Texture shots. I love texture shots. Kind of rambling now, aren't I? Here's some photographs. So what's the point of this video, David, you may be asking? Well, always have a backup plan. Today I've come out here to the sea, I wanted one thing, and the conditions didn't work, and I wasn't able to get it. So my backup plan is always the macro lens. Go for the detail shots. If you're on a landscape and the light doesn't work, you've still got the detail shots. You can bring in your own light with a little LED light or something like that. You can create your own conditions in that confined space. If you're in a woodland and things don't pan out, the same thing. The macro lens allows you to sort of hone in on the details and eliminate all of the things that aren't working. So yeah, the macro lens for me is always my backup plan. So there you go. Always have a backup plan. Right, I think I'm done. I probably will get some more handheld shots on the way back to the car, but everything is covered in sea spray and foam. I can just taste salt. There's just salts everywhere. My beard is full of salt. Yeah. Thanks for watching.